Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the segment show. What's going on?
Oh yeah.
Happy Friday. I know we're taping this Friday, but once it's come out, it will be Sunday. So happy Friday. 3-day weekend.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Memorial weekend. So definitely shout out to not shout out, but thank you to all the men of service who lost their lives while serving the country. Definitely rest in peace, rest in honor. Let's give a moment of silence for them. All right.
Amen.
All right, so what's going on this Memorial weekend?
With me or just in general?
Yeah, what's going on with you for this weekend?
Well, I'm supposed to be having a cookout with my mom, my sister-in-law, my brother. So, I mean, we were going to do it on Saturday, but we changed it to Sunday because for 3-day weekend we could just get drunk on a Sunday. You know what I mean? And just enjoy Monday.
Yeah. And you don't usually get to do that
At all.
at all.
I mean, you can, but you'll just have a hangover for work.
Right, and then you're walking into work lackadaisical, depending on what your job is.
I'm drunk every day. I mean, not
No,
literally.
you're not.
Not literally. I don't want people to, for my job to hear me, but I'm just so nonchalant. I be like, oh, man. I just so nonchalant. I come here like, hi, how you doing? Oh, man, you know.
She's lying, y'all. Don't believe her. She is not going to work drunk every day.
I'm not. I'm just, pulling your leg, just joshing you,
But I'm definitely excited for the show today. What we got on our topic menu?
Well, our topic menu for starters, we're just going to summarize our Instagram live that we just had a few moments ago. We were talking about 2020 summer fashion trends / colors. So if you go on to El Majesty's Instagram, you will see the Instagram live IGTV featuring the segment show, me and Nate here. Buddy old pal.
Right, and go on the Facebook Live and go on to Rebel Bread's page, and you will see me in London here.
Absolutely. We was acting a fool. I loved it though. I had so much fun.
That was the first time we did fashion. That was the first time we went over anything fashion related, which is kind of surprising, being that we both are kind of in the fashion industry in one way or another. We have a clothing brand we are both a part of, and but London has a very keen fashion eye. I'm more of a brand, Rebel Bread is a brand. It's a lifestyle, and that's why having London as a friend and a partner, co-worker, all of that is essential, because she has like that higher level fashion sense. And we went over some of the do's and don'ts for 2020 summer. And could you give us some rundown of what we went what the do's and what the don'ts are like?
Well, for starters, the don'ts. Let me just put it out there. Sis, you should not be wearing velvet in 78 degree, 80, 90 degree weather unless you want to have a heat stroke. End up at UPMC Mercy. Okay. Also, another don't is obviously leather jackets. What did that girl have on? She had on a hot ass leather jacket.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, please. It wasn't even feminine.
Yeah, the chive. That was the chive.
Yeah.
The chive there was a couple items in the chive that was popping, but the chive is hard to pull off from what I see.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but the one girl, that one outfit was bad when she had that long wig on.
Oh yeah.
That was bad. Straight out the Kanye shoot, man.
Yeah, that was bad. To go into the colors that you might want to look out for this summer is what was that orange? It was like a bright orange, man. It was
With that scarlet red?
is that scarlet red?
The first one with the
Yeah,
sister?
that first one. Scarlet red, y'all. That's a really unique color, and that's gonna be in the rotation for the summer. So if you see some scarlet red, you might want to grab it. And speaking of that, we might put some item out with some scarlet red. That
Oh
would be
yeah,
dope.
absolutely. There was a lot of dope featured colors. You know, the one that stood out for me was chav. I'm sorry, I'm a green chick.
So you like the chive?
I do. I love green. You know what I mean? I'm just
I like green too. Green is a very earthy color. It's good. It just feels good.
absolutely. You know, call me Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I just love it.
Other than that, anything that stood out to me as far as fashion colors, man, the faded denim is in. I did not know that was making a return this summer. Actually, I didn't know that it left. To be honest with you, I thought faded denim has been in for like the last year, at least the last year and a half, maybe 2 years. But it's good to see that it's back in style because I didn't even get the notification that it was out of style.
Same. I had no idea.
But yeah, so if you want to get the full scope of your do's and don'ts for fashion, definitely go onto El Majesty. You shot the live through El Majesty, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go to El Majesty on Instagram and also Rebel Bread on Facebook.
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah.
So now we're going to dive into our seriousness, the serious topics at hand.
It's time to get serious. And we kind of like on this show, if you haven't figured it out yet, we kind of think outside of the box. You know?
Yeah.
So we like to talk about things that people may not normally talk about on the podcast that you listen to on a regular basis. That's just how our minds are wired. We kind of like to think about things that pique our interest that the mainstream media and mainstream social media networks really don't touch on. So you're going to hear it straight from the horse's mouths on what we think about the topics that go under the radar. And I'm excited about the topics that we have here today.
Absolutely. Me too.
Let's get into it.
All right. So for starters, have you, I ain't going to say have you because I know you have. What's going on with Africa, with these locusts? Now, the locust takeover in Africa. I do have an article pulled up here. This article is by the Financial Times. Now, this was just updated a day ago, yesterday, as in May the 21st. And I'm gonna send this to you, brother, just so you see what I'm speaking onto this mic now. It says World Bank pledges 500 million to fight locust swarms in East Africa and the Middle East.
Yeah.
This is serious.
That's serious. I peeked at that article that you're mentioning, and essentially, yeah, the locusts. There's like millions of locusts, basically devastating Eastern Africa and the Middle East. And if you're not familiar with like how locusts can affect an area, they basically kind of like eat all the crops that are around. They destroy all of the crops, so then you're left without food to eat. If I have it down correctly, is that correct, Lon?
Yeah, that's correct. That's crazy. And just think about like you're all of, and I've seen the videos like online, like the news outlets. Some of the news outlets were posting the videos of, you see kids running. And you see these big swarms. Can you just imagine big, humongous swarm of locusts, like just like coming after you, man?
Whew.
Listen, I'm scared of bugs. Okay, I just can't. I can't deal with that.
Yeah, and This is interesting. We want to know your feedback, and I'm looking at the picture of just like the insect of a locust right now. They're like huge crickets. They look like huge crickets, man. And they grab onto like the wheat and they start eating the wheat and eating all the crops. And next thing you know, all your crops, if you're a farmer, all the crops are gone. The crops are destroyed. And then that starts a famine. And it's strange. It's like I don't definitely pray for Africa, pray for the Middle East, and I'm not sure. Do locusts travel? Or locusts? They're not going to be. Are they going to get to the United States, or is probably just going to stay over in that region of the world?
Well, question is, how do stink bugs get here, brother?
That's true.
You feel me? So
somehow these locusts is going to get here because it always happens.
absolutely. And I know they said something because we had an issue here. I don't know if it was with the cascaders. Cascaders.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? When they was like, yeah, every 20 years or 18 years they come back.
Right.
And they said it was either this summer or last summer where it's just like, oh, they're all coming out. The eggs are hatching and it's going to be a swarm of the cascaders or whatever. And I think with that, I think they travel as well. I don't know if they just died off or whatever after they, like Jeepers Creepers, like 20 years. But I don't know if they can just travel like across the sea and the ocean and what have you. But I mean, I hope they don't. I just hope they nip this in the bud because this is like devastating. It's scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it causes issues.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like phew. It's almost like we're still in COVID-19. We think we're moving ahead and getting past that, and then you have the locust famine, and this kind of feels like, is it biblical? Like, because it's like things that have been mentioned in the Bible about there will be like famines and pestilence, deadly pestilence, and things of that nature happening. Seems like it's happening right before our eyes.
Absolutely. And let's not forget to mention the murder hornets.
Right.
That is, we going through a triple threat, man. Triple threat. This is crazy. It's crazy. And I have to just add a little insert here. It's just like people are so distracted by this COVID-19. I understand it's serious, but bro, there's so much more stuff going on.
Yeah.
That can really devastate us.
Yeah.
Well, as y'all know, I do DoorDash. So there's the places like McDonald's, Wendy's and stuff. They have a limited option menu. They're running out of food.
Which is crazy because I didn't even know McDonald's sold real food.
Well, they don't. So they had to apply. You know what I'm saying, to make it seem like, oh yeah, we don't want to get discovered. We don't want to let burglar isn't stealing real hamburgers. Okay.
Oh man, that is crazy. Yeah, but like you said, the murder hornets are around now, and the murder hornets, what they do is they will get on a bee. They will rip a bee's head off and just like attack a nest of bees and kill all the bees. And the bees pollinate the flowers and help the food system run naturally with fruits and nuts and honey. And it's like, if the murder hornets take out all the bees, which the bees are already on the endangered species list. Yeah. So we already kind of messed up the earth to the point where the bees are almost gone. And now you got the murder hornets who could possibly take out the rest of these bees. And then we ain't going to have any food left.
Yeah. And it's not even just the food is a big part, but other things,
just nature in general.
Yeah, like they help our flowers grow. You know what I mean? And without the bees, we're in trouble without the bees. Even though I don't like bees, I don't like getting stung. I don't like none of that.
Right, I'm allergic to them. Yeah. But we need them, and I love honey too.
And honey's good. I like honey in my tea.
We're not saying to like go off and hide under a rock from all these things that are going on in the world. We just basically what we saying is just keep your eyes open. There's a lot going on, especially with COVID-19, the things that may come behind them. You may want to be prepared with like food, storing up food. If you got space to like grow a garden, this is a good time to like start growing a garden. If you're really adventurous and you want to plant like some flowers for some bees and get your little bee garden going, try to save the bees. That would be really good. I'm not gonna do that because they might sting me, and I can't afford that right now. So, but we're just saying we're not telling you to we're not trying to be
Fearmongers.
fearmongers or anything. We're just telling you keep your eyes open and there's real things going on in the world right now.
And always remember this, and this is a little tidbit I'm going to shoot out for you guys. Don't be so focused at looking up in the sky. Look in front of you. Pay attention to the front of you. You don't want to get hit by this 18-wheeler coming 100 miles an hour. Right. You don't want to get hit, bro. So instead of looking in the sky, looking at the pretty stars and the sun and etc., look in front of you. Don't get distracted. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, and we already let that happen with COVID-19 where we were so busy looking in the sky. Everything is so beautiful. We looking at Instagram videos and TikToks and next thing you know, the whole world is shut down. People are dying. We're ill prepared. We don't have the medical utensils. We don't have our masks ready. We don't have our finances ready for the shutdown. Businesses get shut down. People don't have any savings to go off of. So now, they're waiting on a stimulus check. They're waiting on their unemployment. The unemployment isn't coming for a month and a half. And, it's time for us to kind of, in my opinion, to start taking control of some of these manners and getting back to taking care of each other and taking care of the small things as far as, if the economy does get back to normal, put some money aside, definitely start to, plant your own food, start to cook your own food and things of that nature. So if we do go through another situation, we're not just caught off guard, if that makes any sense, Lynn.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. And I do feel as though don't always look at the bad side of this situation. Understand that it's very traumatic for a lot of people, but try to focus on the good. You know what I mean? If God willing, if you still have your job, you still have your home, everyone in your family is doing fine, everyone's breathing, living, just taking everything a day at a time. Be thankful for that. You know what I mean? And stay positive. Don't be a negative person, because negative attracts negative. It's like a negative magnet. Ooh. You feel me? Ooh. And you don't want that, especially in this time right now. But stay on the positive, because you'll attract positive energy. You know what I mean? You never know how your day's going to go. You never know, how next week and etc. next month's going to go. You just don't know. So that's definitely a word of advice, to you all. Stay positive. I understand it's hard under pressure, and it's easier said than done, because I'm going through it right now. But just stay positive. It's going to get better.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely stay positive and keep your head up and keep moving forward. And just do your best to be prepared and take care of your responsibilities and be disciplined with every aspect of your life. And so what we got next on the menu, Lon?
Well, speaking of preparations. We're kind of going to get into, how our government, the United States of America, we don't have a 20-year plan. And when I say we, I mean the government. Right. You understand? And it's just like, how come we wait until tragedy strikes to do something? You wait until after the fact. And then even after that fact, you're still not 100% prepared, because now you have to take the time to perfect the what is that? To perfect your safety measure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like we got to do better. You know what I mean? I feel as though, like you said, for people with your finances, save your money. Start putting that savings up. You know, with my 1,200, I put that in a savings account. The next one going into a savings account. I'm not playing.
Right.
I'm not playing.
Right.
Man.
And that's dope. And I definitely I saved some of mine. I invested some of it as well into like some gold and some silver and some other things. And yeah, I basically saved it and invested mine as well. So, and then also fixed some things on my credit. So it was all for the good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's good.
It was all for the good. It wasn't nothing like really playing around with it at all. Um, yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's good. And you're taking strides in the right direction. You're not letting this pandemic hold you back. You're not letting it stop what you got
You
going
better
on.
believe it.
You feel me?
You better believe it. You better receive it. I ain't letting it hold me down. Can't nobody hold me down.
I heard that.
But yeah, just I didn't mean to interrupt you on the government issue, but I just want to chime in for a second. Yeah, I was thinking about it when we brought up this question to one another, and it was like, where is our future planning in this country, the United States? Like, they never break down. Okay, this is what we foresee America looking like in 20 years. They never give us that layout of what it's going to look like. Okay, what are we striving for? What do we want our country to become? Where are we making our improvements? I just feel like the plan is never in place. It's not in place, so they can't tell us. And we spend too much time in the government going back and forth, this side to that side, and nothing gets done.
I agree. I was thinking that, especially with our babies in the educational system. That's important to me.
Huge.
Yeah, I ain't got no kids, but I'm just saying when I do, that's important. I want this to be fixed up
Huge.
by the
Just
time
like,
I have my little babies.
When did like they kind of took their eye off of our educational system, and we're not getting the highest level of education that we can in this country, especially in the poor communities, especially in the communities of color, especially in the black communities and the brown communities. They're not investing. They got money to give us in a stimulus, but they don't got money to invest into the education systems in our poor communities. Like, where they do that at? And, man, like, so it's like, where is the planning at? What is really getting done? And I'm tired of like really politics getting in the way of what is really needed. Like, they always go out and say this is that's a political issue. No, this is human necessity. Like, a lot of these things that's being neglected is a human necessity, and things that need to be done in humanity, and it's not even up for debate. A lot of these items are not up for debate. And if you got money to just print for stimulus, then you got money to print for our education and for our reparations and for
Speak on it.
our to clean up this criminal justice system. And come on now,
You preaching tonight. Come on with it.
you gotta do better.
Yeah.
That's all we saying. We just hold you accountable, man. Cause we look up to people who held the country accountable throughout history. We look up to MLK. We look up to Malcolm X. You see, Rebel Brad just did the Malcolm X tribute, and these dudes was holding y'all accountable. And I feel like y'all killed these dudes, so nobody could really like chin check y'all. And it's going to take a collective effort, because no one man is going to be able to stand up to the system. But I feel like we need to come together and do a better job of that.
Absolutely. I agree with you 110% on that, because it's like we're so divided. And I've noticed that as a community, we're so divided, whether that's by financial class, educational class, you know what I mean? Even all the way down to the color. We're so divided, and it's a shame. You know what I mean? And it's just like, we have to do better. Like, I'm not worried about what kind of car you drive, where you live, what you have in your house. I don't care if you went to Yale. I don't care if you went to Harvard. I don't care if you went to wherever. Like, I just don't like the divide. I don't like it, and we're hurting more than helping at this point. And there's so many things that we have to get done and focus on, but we're so distracted with, oh, I'm better than you, oh, you didn't do that, oh no, oh well, no, I'm not that person. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you're not seeing what's going on. You're looking in the sky. You're not looking in front of you of what's going on. You know what I mean? The government is playing puppeteer with everybody. You feel what I'm saying?
Preach it.
You know, bro. I'm ready to roll. You feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all letting them play puppeteer. Y'all really feel like, I don't know if there's gonna be a conspiracy theory, but I'm gonna just touch on it real quick. But if y'all think, if y'all really think that Trump is single-handedly doing this on his own, and that he's not answering to somebody, baby, you sadly mistaken. And that's all I'm gonna say. If you feel like your governor's Tom Wolf is not answering to somebody, and that person is not answering to somebody, you are sadly mistaken. So we really need to come together and really figure some things out on our own and have our own communities, build our own communities up. Stop littering in your communities. Start building your communities up. Start teaching these young children the value of a dollar. Start teaching, you know what I mean, our little ones to respect each other, respect ourselves, and stop the divide. Come on now, because I'm ready to roll.
Go ahead, Lana.
I'm ready to roll.
I hear you.
Because this is ridiculous. Like, y'all just letting these people run over y'all and let them distract y'all with money. Let them distract y'all with Saint Laurent, Off-White, Gucci. Like, you're getting distracted off material things that don't matter, bro. When you die, that's not going to matter.
That's true. That's so true. You speaking the truth. And that's just I definitely would like to see everyone start to come together outside of stop relying on the government so much, because they don't have our best interests at heart.
You hit the nail on the head.
I don't know how long we have to wait to realize that they don't have our best interests at heart. So I would like us to kind of like take the power back into our hands and start to help each other, you know, with in any way possible. That could be a supporting the business. That could be volunteering at, you know, a food shelter or something of that nature. Like, it's just going to take us to really connect with each other, like-minded individuals all over the world, because we don't have a territory that we can call our own, but we can create like a network. I look at it as a dots all across the world where you could reach out to somebody and say, listen, I'm in need of this, or can I help you with that? And that needs to grow, you know?
You know what? And I'm glad you said that, because my thing is this. We, as the people, we are so focused on trying to get accepted by them, get into their communities, get accepted to eat at their table. What's up? The Black Panthers didn't want to go towards them. They made their own table. So what's up? You feel what I'm saying? They built their own communities up. So what has changed? How come we're not trying to aspire to do that? You know what I'm saying? Why are we trying to fight to get in somewhere where we're not even wanted? You feel what I'm saying? And like, the government is just, I'm just getting real upset about it, because it's just like, and I apologize, you guys, if it sounds like I'm talking in circles, but it's nerve wracking. There's so many different issues, and they're all very much so imperative. They're very important. You know what I mean? This is a dire situation. And I feel as though we have to wake up, get out the sunken place, ma'am, sir. Get out the sunken place. Realize what's important. Realize what we need to do and what has to be done so we can have a better lives for ourselves and our children. Period.
That's true.
And stop getting distracted by these little luxury brands and all this nonsense that don't matter.
Hey, you said it. You said it best. And that's true. Yeah, so that just goes back to a line that Nas said. I believe it was off the I Am album. He said, "Who do you serve, the mighty dollar or the mighty Allah?" And I feel like people get caught up. You really need to ask yourself that question: like, are you really? We're here to serve God, and are you doing your job, or are you really like living your life for that dollar, for that bag, for that attention. So set your sight on the righteous things, and you'll live a good life, and you'll be rewarded. Yeah. So yeah, that was our little street gospel segment right there, where we go off into we kind of we kind of just catch the spirit, and we just start going. We can't help it, y'all. We can't help it. It's a part of us. It's in us. And Lon, there's a couple things I wanted to bring up before we finish it up. And we didn't even talk about these things, but when I just said catching the spirit and everything, that kind of like brought up a couple things. Um, I was looking at this documentary on like just Africa and how they went about raising children in Africa, and when people die, they always, for one thing, they always believed in a higher power. So it's like people have a necessity to kind of reach for a higher power, and that's not by mistake. Like a lot of people will say, like, why do you believe in God? Or there's no God. Like, and people, and that's kind of like silly, and those people kind of realize it at one point in their life or another. And this is why they do realize it, because it is innately put into our beings to reach for a higher level, to want to connect with the creator, and that's why so many people, like, this is just not started with like one religion. Some people may say it's kind of, because Christianity is so misconstrued due to colonialism coming over to America. So people like kind of lose track of God over here in America because of so much racism and ideologies that were kind of forced upon us. But I just want y'all to know, like, it's nothing wrong with being a spiritual person, because that is innately put into your being to kind of reach for a relationship with the Most High God. And so that's one thing. And the Africans also always honored their ancestors, the people that came before them. So I think we kind of lost that way of living through through our brainwash, through slavery. And we kind of lost that tradition of like honoring the people that died and paved the way for us, and our family members that passed along. And so I think we really need to get back to that over here in the western side of the world, and we kind of lose track of that. What do you think about that, line?
I agree. I'm definitely 110. I know I said that a lot, but I definitely 110% agree with you on that. Me personally, I'm a very spiritual person, so everything that you're saying, I agree with. Like, I've really been looking into the African spirituality, with Oshun and you know what I mean, the power of the divine femininity, the divine masculine. You know what I mean? I've been looking into it. So stuff like that I can relate to. It would be more, helpful if I could have people to talk to about it. You know what I mean? That could, like, in our city, that's into that. Like, okay. I talk to people outside of the state, but people inside the city, to where we could link up and talk about stuff like that and really, get into that. That would help us, and especially to raise awareness to it and bring people in. Like, listen, this is what it is. You know what I mean? This is what you need to know. This is the whole overview of everything. You know what I mean? So I like that.
Yeah. People are out there who study specifically African religion, or
Or spirituality.
spirituality. We don't really like the word religion. You just keep it 100. Like religion can kind of mess up a lot of things when you put it kind of puts a lot of boxes. I feel like, religion can sometimes create a lot of boxes, and you don't want to be stuck inside that box. But yeah, if there's anybody out there who teaches that African spirituality, reach out to us and let us know. And one other thing that I wanted to talk about is, this is kind of off topic, but I don't know if you saw that Spotify gave Joe Rogan $100 million to leave YouTube and come and bring all of his content over to Spotify. Yeah, so Joe Rogan I never even watched Joe Rogan's podcast. It's on like YouTube. He's like the biggest dude on YouTube, but I never watched him because he's kind of not, he doesn't have the content that we really pay attention to. Right. But yeah, they gave him $100 million to leave YouTube and come over to Spotify, and and they made $5 billion off of him coming over to Spotify. Wow. Like their stock went up to like it increased by $5 billion, and they said that's like if I give you $100 right now, and then I make $5,000 from giving you $100. So they invested in this one dude, and they gave him $100 million, and they made $5 billion off of their company. So I just say that I don't even know why I even said that. I say that to say, hey, keep doing your thing. If you shooting podcasts, if you're doing YouTubes, you might not get 100 mil like Joe Rogan did, but there's money in building your brand, and then also, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, that's deep. I had no idea.
That just caught me by surprise. I'm like, dang, why they gave this dude 100 mil, and they made $5 billion off of giving him 100 mil. I don't even know how that money even works to make that, but hey, I guess they make it work. That's how supply and demand, and also the dollar is not real.
Absolutely. For real though. But I wanted to jump in. We want to try something new with you guys. We want to start ending our segments before we do our quotes. We want to start asking the viewers and each other, what goal do you have? Whether it's long term, short term, what goal do you have? And also, what are you thankful for?
That's right. Yeah, so we just want to give a brief moment for everybody to give a moment of thanks, tell us what they're thankful for, and what one of their goals is moving forward. We think this will help, just us bond together. I gotta give credit to my boy Anthony for coming up with this concept, or at least utilizing it. But Lon, what are you thankful for?
First of all, thank you. Wow. I'm thankful for my friends and my family. I'm definitely thankful to be able to talk to them. I'm on FaceTime with my family like almost every week. You know what I mean? I check on my mom every day. I talk to my brother and stuff like that. So I'm definitely thankful for them. I'm thankful for my friends for, coming to talk to me and stuff when I'm going through it during this pandemic, and thankful for you, brother, man. You in that friend category.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I appreciate you, brother.
Likewise.
Granted, you know what I mean? And I just want to take the time to say just thank you.
Oh. I'm thankful for. Oh man, I'm thankful for a lot of things. I'm gonna piggyback off of you. I'm thankful for like the people that I've met over this journey of starting up a business. Man, it's just been some wonderful people. You being one of them. London, I just can't thank you enough for just reaching out to me and telling me, giving me words of encouragement, and then actually coming on board and helping me build the brand up. And look at us now. We're just starting more and more and building it up, and that's just so beautiful. So I'm thankful for meeting you and all the other people that I've met along this journey, that even just supported us and also have helped us out, and even the people that are no longer even with us, I thank them as well. And it just I'm loving this journey so far. I can't wait to see uh, where we go next, because I know we're going to just keep going higher and higher.
Right.
And I just see us elevating, like more and more. The more we do it, the more we master our craft, and the more we seek knowledge, and we take chances, and we just keep our faith. Like, we just keep elevating.
Right.
But I wanted to throw it back to you, so I'll start this one off with the goal. One goal that I have for this year is getting the manufacturing together for a Rebel Brad, so we can get you the tracksuits, the dresses, and the custom made pieces from tops and bottoms, so we could get y'all swagged out. So I'm looking for a reliable manufacturer, and I'm hoping to have that settled in by the end of the summer, and that way we could just keep taking the brand to higher and higher heights. So what's your goal, Lon?
My goal is basically, I'm going to switch it up because I know what I said on live. I'm going to switch it up here. My goal is to get my company actually off of the ground, get started on my pieces. I'm not going to get into detail because I don't want to, spill the beans, but I want my pieces to, finally go live, get it off the ground, and just be successful in what I do, because my company is an ode to my late father, Charles Lamar Bird. It's called Indigo Charlie's. Indigo as in, the color indigo. That was his favorite color, blue. And Charlie's, everyone will call him Charlie. So this is an ode to my father. So I definitely look forward to it.
That's so dope, man.
Thank you.
That's so dope. I know he'll be so proud of you, and he is so proud of you. And so that's just going to continue on. It's going to be beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let us know what y'all thankful for. What's y'all goals for 2020? Even though COVID-19 might have knocked you off track, get back on track. Let us know what your goal is, what you're thankful for. Leave it in the comments. And, of course, subscribe to the segment show. And we're going to leave you with our quotes, right?
Yes, sir. I'm already ready.
All right. Let me catch up.
All right. So my quote is by someone we've all have heard of. This is Gandhi. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So my quote is this. It's very brief. And I quote, "The future depends on what we do in the present." End quote. Now that is very, very much so needed.
That's so true. Like, it's like what you're doing right now is going to play on the future. It just all ties together. It's like, I feel like time is like continuous, and it attaches from way back in history to present time, and then this present time will one day become history.
Absolutely. Oh, come on now.
All right, this is going to come from Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. So eat on that.
For real though.
And basically what I think that means is like strategize, first before you go out there and start. I'm gonna just put it into our lives as entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Make sure you plan and you strategize, and you do your due diligence before you go to war. Because you don't want to go into war without any weapons.
That's the truth.
I guess that ties right into Memorial Day.
Doesn't it though?
Oh man. Oh, so shout out to I want to say that I want to let the people know about this. Like, my dad was a veteran in the Vietnam War, and his dad was in the Navy. So I'm the third generation that broke the cycle of going to the military. My dad got drafted into Vietnam, and he saw all the kind of like the things that were wrong about that war, and he always told me never go to the military. So and then the life of the rebel began.
That's deep. I like how you put that.
But shout out to everybody in the military, doing their thing. Stay safe.
Yes, stay safe. We love you and thank you so much for your hard work. And we appreciate you all, fighting for our freedom. Now, with that being said, enjoy your 3-day weekend, okay? Enjoy your 3-day weekend. When this episode comes out, you ain't going to have work tomorrow, so you just chill, okay?
Chill, relax, listen to the segment. We got them gems. We dropped them gems all throughout this segment. Definitely like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as we build up our following and we stay consistent with y'all, and just look for like better and better things as time goes on. And stay safe, stay balanced. Make sure y'all, stay balanced, and we love y'all.
Yes, we love y'all. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to episode 3 of the Segment Show. Enjoy your 3-day weekend and God bless. Bye.
Bye.